Hello, all, and welcome to another episode of the Fintech Diaries. If you're joining us for the first time and are unsure of who I am, my name is Jack Terrell, and I'm one of the recruitment consultants here at MCS Group, specializing in financial technology recruitment. Over the last wee while, I've been spending some time sitting down with senior leaders of some fintech organizations, walking through, I suppose, their journey so far, both individually and actually as a business as well. Today, I sat down with Deborah Yang, who is the co-founder and CEO of Daizy. And I'll let her tell you a little bit more about who they are and what they do coming up. Good morning, Deborah. Thanks very much for joining me.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on your podcast.
No problem at all. No problem at all. Good to have you. Look, before we get into learning more about Daizy, do you mind giving everybody a bit of a background about yourself and your journey so far in terms of into technology?
Sure. Well, it's such a pleasure to be here. I would characterize myself as a student of disruption in capital markets, and really in places where I think disruption could have a positive impact. Of course, that's never guaranteed, but where there's an opportunity for impact. And really, I've always prided myself on being relatively independent in my thinking, a disrupting contrarian at heart, which is the way I like to characterize myself. You can't say there isn't fear out there. So it's really about facing the fear and the risk that's out there, managing it so that you can try to embrace part of it, try to learn from it, and be part of what's changing in the landscape. So I really have spent my career looking at green shoots where before the masses come on board to jump into changes in the market. So that's helped me to build and lead franchises in global markets, in ETFs, exchange traded funds, sustainability, and now AI. So all quite exciting areas.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Okay, excellent. So please tell us more about Daizy, the USPs of the business and I suppose the core business model.
Sure. So Daizy is, it has an AI in the name, but it's a very accessible flower. Daisies are everywhere. And for us, it's really the natural next step of what we think at the time, 4 years ago, which was really early in AI, to be focused on the promise of what AI could deliver on the positive side. For us, that was democratizing financial insights to broader audiences. Okay. And we were lucky in a way because you could be too early, and the timing was important because we had built a lot of the infrastructure well before the world became AI everything with the launch of OpenAI and ChatGPT. We really had already spent years building an architecture that's suitable for this exciting and brave new world where AI is now a fully bloomed market.
Awesome. Fantastic. And what do you think then, what differentiates, what you guys do to perhaps some of your competitors? I mean, what would be the USP for Daizy as such?
Yeah, so we're focused on AI as a service for financial industry, financial services industry. And how we do that is we aim for very high objective, revolutionizing wealth through generative AI and solving some of the big problems. USPs are basically the problems that you solve that could be in the plumbing and the challenges in the industry. And very clearly AI has the challenges of hallucinations, not having access to the right data, things not looking right, not feeling right. And so what we do is fixing those things, integrating compliant data, real-time calculations, the right data at the right time, with dynamic visualizations. The picture paints in 1,000 words. So putting it all together and making it usable for the promise of AI. So our USP is really helping to enable mass customization for a world which financial services has a lot of antiquated back office that really enables the human capital that you have to be amplified through AI collaboration tools.
Amazing.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, of course it does, especially to our technologist viewers. I'm sure they're all very well inclined to understand. What about in terms of some of the challenges that you've faced as a business in the journey so far?
Yeah, I mean, the promise of large language models is very clear, but getting it right is really hard. So anyone who's really played with ChatGPT and is trying to use it in their work, I think everyone has experimented, will find that it's very difficult to get um, the large language model to cooperate. Steering away from the hallucinations, getting it to use the right data, navigating it with the infrastructure that you have. And so for us, we speak with financial services and they tell us the challenges of they know the use of AI is going to be a make or break for their organization's edge or their competitiveness. But how do you actually get large language models to cooperate? That was the first problem. And so what we're trying to do is create an app layer, a solution that collects the preferences of the industry, of the audience, of the writer, feeding it with the right analytics, giving it dynamic visualizations, all in the constraints of a highly regulated, compliant world. So that's the first challenge that we face, and that will continue to be a challenge for a long time.
Okay, excellent. And in terms of plans for the business, for the future, could you shed a bit of light on that?
Yes. So our plans are to make storytelling much more effective. So today, people spend a lot of time trying to get their narrative correct. And so leveraging the infrastructure of the large language model to get it more and more compelling, and actually breaking down the lack of transparency, the jargon usage, and making storytelling really back at the forefront of financial services. And the promise of mass personalization is finally on the horizon. So the future is getting to a simpler world where storytelling is forefront and it's much more human, strangely, using AI. So that's a bit of what we think is the future. And as AI as a service for financial services, I think we first solve a few problems, and then behind and around the corner, you find hundreds of other problems to solve. And as you keep problem solving, the mountain of opportunities for AI continues to be revealed. And we never know what the next big breakthrough problems are. But if you just keep working every day, breaking and solving problems, that's the fun challenge of our business.
Excellent. In regards to technology instilled in the business, obviously AI or open AI, but is there anything else that I suppose your teams are sort of using in conjunction? Are there sort of software or tools or technologies that I suppose your team are utilizing with AI?
So financial services is a very technical, scientific field. So a lot of technicians are there experimenting with AI. And what they're telling us is it's actually a lot harder to get the AI to behave. And so we're building the tools that make it as easy as possible. And one of the tools is using advanced retrieval augmented generation, that's RAG. And what that means is an architecture that feeds the large language model with a modern infrastructure to attach to data, but not just, you have huge databases out there, but which data point to use, and then calculating on the fly, real time risk, sustainability, any aspect of performance that is interesting, and being able to feed it as quickly at the speed of conversation. All of that is extremely hard, and it takes a lot of training. And it's super exciting world, because you think of how things get built today, the time frame of putting together reports is pulling down data, a lot of manual work, feeding it one by one. And once you create templates that work, then they can happen within a few minutes, a few seconds. And the promise of productivity gains is tremendous.
Awesome. Final one for me then. Do you have any advice for other people that are currently working within startups, maybe even based off of your own experiences so far?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that I talk to worry that AI will replace humans. And for us, we feel that they will replace humans who don't use AI. And so my first suggestion is we should focus on who is best at leveraging AI. Many of our customers tell us that they're hiring people in every function that are AI specialists, people who are not afraid. They are becoming and experimenting and becoming tech savvy in the AI world. And that hiring of those type of people will gain an edge, and will eventually lead to the future companies that are successful. And so AI and technology doesn't reside only in the tech back office, but in every function that you have, whether it's the marketing office, the sales office, the finance team, the CEO office. Everyone has the potential to use AI more effectively, and that's my first bit of advice. The other thing I would say in my career is to focus on the area that you're most passionate about.
Okay.
And for me, it's always looking at what's about to change and how can you be part of the positive change agent. And startup life is already really, really hard. But the odds are really stacked against you. Really, there's a lot of things that are unknown, and timing matters. We were really lucky that we built AI tools before AI hit, but that could have been 10 years. And so importantly, I'm a firm believer that the good luck is there, but you don't know where it is, you don't know when it is, and when it comes, you have to really grab it. So I'm a firm believer in grabbing your good luck. And so for me, it's managing your resources really well and making sure that you could have a company that's around when the good luck hits and you go you go big or you go home. So that's some of my advice.
Excellent. That's great advice. Well, look, that's all from me. So I just want to first of all say thanks very much for coming on and joining me. And as always, what I'm going to do is include yourself in terms of tagging you in the post, and we'll also include a link to Daizy in terms of the LinkedIn and the website for people to check out as well.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your conversation today. I hope I could add some value, and looking forward to speaking to people in the industry about this exciting topic.
Thank you very much.